So here is the next chapter, and part 7. We will talk about the second move, knight e2, so e4, c5, and then knight e2. The main idea for white is to be flexible, because they want to push d4, they can do f4, they can try to play c3 and d4 like they are lapping. They can also move the bishop to g2 and then do all of this stuff with f4 or d4 or c3, d4. So it's going to be a very flexible approach for white. We have different moves that we can do. For example, knight c6 is quite interesting. Pawn d6 if you were trying to play neither. But in this position, I would suggest the move knight f6. First, let's take a look on d6, g3, and then d5. This is a bit funny that we're waiting for the move g3 and then we play d5. Sure, white can do something else instead of g3. Captures, so the main idea is to take with the queen, and all of a sudden the rook is under attack, and it's a quite uncomfortable position for white. If rook g1, then we'll just do knight to c6. This king can't castle, otherwise white will lose the rook. So, but of course, white can play the move knight to c3 first instead of g3 and then do the move g3, and we'll have some type of like close Sicilian. But I want to surprise our opponent once again and instantly play knight f6, say what you're going to do against this move. And white has several choices. Probably the best is knight b c3. We will talk about it now, but I want to cover the e5 move as well. So, and I will do it in the end. You'll see how many interesting lines are there. If white plays anything passive such as d3, just play the close Sicilian, or just do like knight c6 and then immediate d5. Black's position is absolutely fine. So knight c3, and again, instead of the normal Sicilian with d6 or knight c6, we will try the move d5. Because we will talk about those Sicilian, like normal Sicilian positions a lot, I don't want to mention it like all the time, you know, in the videos discussing those lines. That's why when I see an opportunity, I'm like, can we try to get somewhere else? Can we try to take the center, take the initiative, surprise our opponent somehow? So that's the main idea of trying such moves as d5, to explore, analyze some new positions as well. The game is going to be completely different here. So if white plays the move e5, we can do knight g4, knight d4, maybe knight d7. Everything is fine there. Usually white captures, we take knight d5. If it's going to play passive, our next move is knight c6, g6, bishop g7. Everything is great for us. That's why white needs to take, or they need to play the move g3. Let's try to understand what happens after knight captures d5. Queen d5. Again, white plays passive. We will just develop in the most natural way. White plays the move d4. We will do e5. We're trying to play a game where, you know, no excuses, I would say like this. If like takes, you take with the queen, c3, because if bishop f4, then we have queen captures b2. So c3, knight c6, bishop here, queen f6. The position is fine for black. Later we will develop the bishop, do short castle. If knight goes to c3, takes bishop e3, white can sacrifice a pawn like this, and it's going to be a dangerous position for us because the knight wants to jump to d5 or b5 and later go to c7. He has a much better development, and it's very easy to lose the game like this. Let's say knight c6, knight b5, just go and stop the move knight c7, rook b8, knight c7, king e7, bishop c5. Yeah, just almost lost. So that's why we will play the move bishop g4, bishop takes, bishop d1. He's attacking our queen, we will attack it back. It's like a counter attack. So takes, here, rook e1, king d7. So you can check this line later on, you know, on either chess.com, Chess, or you're just like your laptop using the structure and understand what's going on. It should be about equal. So I don't want to get much into the details. After g3, instead of knight captures d5 and then queen d5 to pawn g3, the idea is very simple. White wants to bring the bishop to g2. That was his initial plan, playing the move knight e2, and have a very powerful bishop on the open diagonal. Again, a great sniper. or archer on h1, a8 diagonal. We will play knight c6, bishop g2. We can try to move pawn to e6, but it's a bit passive closing this bishop. And after short castle, bishop e7, d4, white's position should be a bit better. That's why I'll recommend for knight c3, b takes c3, g6, short castle, and bishop g7. Later on, try to do short castle and play this position. After bishop a3, it's very important that we have the move queen a5, so we can kick this bishop away, do short castle, and then have a normal development and normal game as well. The final part, let's try to understand what this part is about after the move e5. So we will play the move knight g4. Usually, when you see an unusual stuff, try to answer back in an unusual but also very dynamic way as well. For example, knight d5 is more like classical approach. Should be normal for black. But I saw that white played an unusual move knight e2 and later tried e5, so this pawn is separated. Let's try to do this move because this is, the most like ambitious answer to the game. If it works, this can be very powerful. And I'll add some stockfish lines. You'll see what's going on here. White's move is f4. White can play the move d4 as well. I think knight d6 is quite good. Can be some other moves as well. You can check it. So pawn f4. And the pawn on e6 is very annoying. We will try to get rid of it, d6. If he captures, you can just take. The queen is opened, so black's position is better. White plays h3. We do knight h6. And then e takes d6. And then I saw that the stockfish gives this knight f5 as well. Like, what is that? Why knight f5? What's the reason? Yeah, I can understand that takes. We want to play the move bishop h4 check and maybe even checkmate him on this diagonal. Some funny checkmates can, happen there. But he has the move g3, so what's next? And then I saw the move. I'm like, okay, just, leave the kids away. Don't allow them to come near the screen to see what's going on here. The move is bishop h4. Sure, after g takes h4, queen h4, we will checkmate or we will have a strong attack. But rook g1, then what? And the stockfish says, I don't care, short castle. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to capture it. d3 is like, yeah, don't. Just rook e8. I'm going to improve the position. G takes h4, queen h4. I'm like, yeah, what now? King d2, so I have an extra piece. Like, yeah, I don't care, just knight d4. And if you capture, there is queen f4, there is queen d4. Again, if there is a checkmate, there's a checkmate, at least queen g1. So black is winning. I'm like, fine, what after c3? It's like, knight f3 check, now the rook is hanging. I'm like, fine, if you will capture the rook, I will take back. I can have some chances to defend myself, although I started to have a big disbelief in this position for white side, of course. But then the computer said the move c4. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to fight against it anymore because it will nail all of these moves one after another. Will not even capture the rook on g1. After d takes, just bishop f5 check. Let's say king to b3, you can take the rook anytime and then play, rook e1, try to get the bishop. Probably knight c6 is quite interesting as well, just to try to hunt the king and try to do the checkmate. When you see such lines, you're like, okay, we have a very rich counterplay. The game is really interesting. I don't want only to play for a win. I want to enjoy this game as well and be as annoying to my opponent as possible, because sometimes the result is not the most important. The process, is very important too, maybe more important than that. So that's why when I saw f4, d6, knight h6, and then knight f5, and then this magnificent bishop h4, sacrificing the bishop in the corner, just leaving it there, rook e8 takes, knight d4, and then also the move c4. I'm like, I'm going to do this line. I'm going to play this line for black if I will have a chance. It's fun. This is it for part 7. I'll see you in the next video series. Have a great day.